Hello, hello. I'm gonna get this up and going. I felt like being with you guys today, so here I am. I'm gonna check and see if we're live. If you're there, please say hello to me. I'm all refreshed and feeling good. I spent a few days at the lake with my son and my good friend Lulu, and oh, it was so good just to chill and relax and kick back with no stress. And anyways, I want to hear what you guys were doing. What were you doing this past week? How are you feeling? Let me know where you are in life and business and all of the things. I am here with you because I want to know. I want to feel into it. I want to be able to serve you at a deeper level. And it helps me when you guys engage and interact and let me know where exactly you are, what's going right, what's not going right, all of the things. So if you're jumping in, just welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I am Jen Piceno. I am the facilitator of this online space. I'm a priestess. I am a shamanic practitioner, an author working on my 5th book, Wealth Code, Sacred Strategies for Abundance, which will be out this August. And more than anything, I'm a lover of life. So my mission is to put wealth in the hands of conscious-minded women and to teach the art of ecstatic living. So that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing those threads of wealth into every area of life so that we can live orgasmically, joyfully, beautifully. So that's what life is all about. To me, it wasn't always that way. I did things pretty oftenly the hard way, the masculine way, through grit and grind and hustle until my body couldn't keep up anymore. And it was affecting me emotionally as well. It was making me resent the things that I once used to love doing because I was depleted. I just kept going and going and going, and when something didn't work, I tried to work harder and longer hours and do all the things. And I've decided that doesn't work for me, and it doesn't work for most women. It does not go with our cycles. It does not go with our heart center, and most often it takes us completely out of soul alignment. And so my goal, my outcome that I want for you is to step back into alignment, into that place of passion and pleasure and joy and that part where we just savor life. And it's an art to it. It is artistic, creative living in my book. Everything becomes more sensational, more alive, more vibrant. And that is something that I take to my heart. This is my life work. This is my life's work. I've always been a creative being, but I come from a very strong corporate background, Fortune 500 companies, all male led. I learned and worked my way up the hard way, and then opened my own business. I've been an entrepreneur for many, many years, and different businesses. I've owned a catering company, a dance and entertainment company, was a professional dancer, celebrity massage therapist. I've been on set with some of the most amazing people and had the pleasure of working through them with their challenges at a completely different level and taking them where they wanted to go emotionally and spiritually, as well as getting their bodies into the best shape that they could be in for health and wellness purposes. So I've done all the things. And there's still so much more I want to do. And so that is a part of ecstatic living for me personally. Hey, cutie. So part of it is being able to do all the things, still being able to be a mom, and being able to give him all of the love and attention that he needs and deserves. Jimmy, baby. You may. Can you close the door behind you? Mm-hmm. Thank you. And that's real life. This is what it's all about. You're welcome, baby. This is what it's all about, is being able to have it all. I see so many women trying to do this balancing act, and then they go through this guilt and sometimes shame and frustration because they feel like they have to pick and choose between being a good partner, a good mother, a good leader in their community, a good businesswoman. They're feeling the pull and the nudge to trust their intuition, but life's got too much other things on their to-do list, so that they don't do it. They let it go because they end up giving in a different direction. That doesn't have to be that way. You get to have it all. You get to be it all. You get to do it all, whatever that means to you. And I want that for you. So I'm checking to make sure there's no comments over here so I'm not missing anybody. Hello, Francine. We don't have to pick and choose. Now, I had that old mentality back then that I did have to choose and I had to sacrifice to be successful. Well, now I'm realigning what success means to me and hopefully for you. And it's going to be different for me than it is for you, than it's going to be for the woman sitting next to you. Success has many different meanings. Wealth needs to be redefined in your mind in a way that feels yummy and rich and delicious to you. So for me, when I'm teaching wealth consciousness and I'm teaching the art of ecstatic living, it is designed with your personal roadmap. Whether we're working individually or working in a group format in an intimate container, or if we're just hanging out here in this free group. It's so important to me that it is by design coming into alignment with you and your divine blueprint, not mine. I don't want to create cookie cutter versions of myself. What I want is for you to fall into ease and grace because you're aligning with your divine blueprint, with your divine inheritance. And what that wealth means to you is going to be very different than what it means to me. There's going to be the same areas of life that we look at. This new book that's coming out that I'm writing with my co-authors is divided into 5 areas of life. So we go through that with the elements, with the sacred elements of how they work within us and within our own being. And we go through money and what our relationship is with money. And we go through relationships, our physical, heart-centered relationships with our children, with our spouse, with our families, with our business. Everything is in relationships. We look at that. We look at our beliefs and our patterns and what we have adopted, but we don't want to keep. So often we've taken on these big beliefs and these big patterns, and they're in our subconsciousness, and we're letting them drive us to wherever they're driving us, mostly crazy. They're driving us in a direction we don't align with. So we go back into these relationships and we look at them more deeply, not with judgment, but with an open heart, so that we can change, and transform and alchemize those old patterns, those old beliefs that may have worked for our ancestors but aren't working for us. Okay? And then we go from relationships and we step into this place of personal and financial freedom. And again, whatever that means to you. Like for me, I have to be fully expressed. I love art and creativity and being open to change and be spontaneous and to live life on my own terms. I want and desire and am creating, handcrafting a life for myself that gives me freedom of time and freedom of location to do what I want, when I want, how I want, without sacrificing my family or my business or my health. That's freedom to me. So we step into this and we dive in with this open heart and this willingness to receive what wants to come into us that is being offered to us through divinity, through our highest and greatest self, for our highest potential. And we let that start driving. That becomes the force that leads us to the next best thing. Okay? And then we step into vitality health, wellness, vitality, our energetics that go into all of these different things, our money, our relationship, our freedom, our spiritual center, that vitality, that passion that drives us, that life force energy. And without that, I've learned through my own health challenges that that's as precious as any dollar that I could ever earn. More so, because without that vitality, I can't do anything. And if I do, it's forced. And forced energy does not have the same success and results as this fluid, open heat and sensation of that fire that drives us from our life center, from our Shakti energy. It's letting that work through us. It's a totally different life experience. I mean, comment in if you're watching or you're watching the replay. Have you ever just forced yourself to get through the day? It feels awful. And so often we do that. As a mom, I know I've done that. As a wife, I've done that. As somebody being the manager of a business, I've done that. We don't need to do that. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to force ourselves to do anything. That whole pull yourself up by the bootstraps, no. Done with that. Done with that. Just creates unhappiness. It creates resentment. It creates fatigue. When you're in a place of fatigue, when you have a full night's sleep and you wake up tired, you are not in soul alignment. And that affects your vitality. So we want to realign with that heat, that life force energy that comes from our root all the way up through our being and gives us the passion and the pleasure and the excitement to create and birth things into form. And we're pulling that thread through all of these areas of life to become more wealthy and rich and centered, right? So that we can savor life, so that we feel how delicious everything is and how it's all interconnected for our highest potential when we are willing to receive. And that's a big part of it, is feeling worthy enough to receive what is there. It's waiting for you. It's all there. And I want you to have it. And then the last of those 5 pillars that we start with is going to be spirit. And spirit is what circles it all together. It gathers it up into this sacred container. It scoops it up and makes your body a temple. You are the temple. You are the goddess that resides within this temple. And we're receiving, receiving, receiving. And that allows us, when we listen, when we really anchor into our intuition and our spiritual center, and we receive and harness our power, when we listen, like really listen to what's coming through, and we expand our awareness of what's happening within our bodies, the sensations that people, places, and things create. When we own that and we take self-responsibility, self-mastery of that, then everything shifts that's happening outside of us. But it is an inside job. We have to get in this place of understanding and trusting what we already have within us. You have all those answers, they're there. You connect, you receive, you listen, and you learn. And when we do that, everything comes into this ease and flow and grace. We don't have to feel like we're swimming upstream. You don't have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make yourself do something that you don't want to do. It's this art of surrender, and the surrender does not have to be difficult and hard. It gets easier and easier with each surrender, I promise. But it is a surrender, because we need to let go of our old self to be able to claim the new, highest, greatest self that wants to come in. And that is continuous. There's always this death and rebirth, death and rebirth. And the faster that we step into it with an open heart, and we listen and we learn and we receive without judging ourselves, the easier it is to move through what it is that we're being asked to move through to get to the next best thing. But we have to let go of one to get to the other. And so often I see people playing tug of war with their self. They're hanging on to the life that they don't like. And they're saying, I see this. They see it. They feel it. They know it. There's this internal divine nudge. But they're not letting go, so they can't get there. It springs them back into the old patterns, the old conditioning. And that conditioning is what keeps us blocked. It keeps things stagnant. It takes and robs us of our joy. And all you have to do is just let go. Let go. And you have to trust that you're going to be okay. In fact, you'll be better than okay, because what's coming next is always so much better. But our humanness, we like to know. We want to know. We feel like we're supposed to know. Instead, I'm asking you to journey with me into this beauty and excitement and the mystery of what's next. What do I get to do next? What do I get to experience next? What's waiting for me? Like, step into that energy. That energy, it's so delicious. The mystery of it. If you guys have been in my world for any amount of time, you know that I am a creator of the sacred arts. I am a creator of ceremony and mystery and transformation. And that takes that willingness to let go of controlling the situation and knowing that we are being divinely guided into everything for its highest purpose. And that's what I want for you too. I want you to be able to trust yourself that much, to love yourself that much, to know that you are worthy of so much more than what you have right now. And here in the South, we hear people say all the time, oh, it's fine, it's okay, it's not that bad. Yeah, but what are you leaving on the table? Like if you are not savoring your life, if you're not savoring it, then there's so much more. Ecstatic living, it is a lifestyle choice. It really is. It's a lifestyle. Me living my life as a ceremony, that's a lifestyle I have chosen to receive, to honor. And it's what I made a vow for as a priestess, to be able to bring other people through this experience. Because the more of us that step into this art of ecstatic living, the more of us that awaken to the truth of wealth consciousness, the more good things that are going to ripple out in the world, because we move differently through life. We, as conscious-minded leaders, move differently. We respond differently. We do things differently. It's not a cookie-cutter thing. We are the creators. We are birthing things into form. We are creating ripples and change for our children, for our nieces, for our nephews, for our partners, for the earth. We are creatrixes. We came in that way by design. And it's time for you to know that that's who you are, and you are worthy, and you are enough, and you have everything within you. We just have to unlock it. Just unlock it. Start getting curious about it. Start remembering who you are, what you are called to do. And it doesn't gotta be hard. It gets to be fun. It gets to be fun and lucrative and exciting. Like, I want to be with those of you that, like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I get to see them today. That feeling doesn't feel like work. Me being able to do what I do because I love it and I'm called to do it and I'm aligned with it, oh my gosh, it shifted everything in every single area of my life. It's so much better than punching the clock and going to a job that you dislike, because that also affects every area of your life. So I'm asking you just to step in fully with an open heart and embrace the unknown. Embrace the mystery with curiosity. And let your spiritual journey, your business journey, your journey with love and self-love and romantic love, allow it all to be this epic adventure. with twists and turns and all the excitement. Let it be fun. Get curious about life. Get curious. Start savoring it, enjoying it. You don't know how much time you have left. Make it worth every moment, every second. And with that, dive in. Dive in. You already know what you've got. You don't know what's waiting. And there's so much deliciousness there. So, with that, I'm done ranting. I wanted to hang out with you today a little bit. Some things coming up. I have a waiting list for ways to work with me. That's small group containers and private sessions and book projects and all the things that bring ecstatic living into form and into life and business. I am offering a program right now for those of you who are interested called Muse. It is a soul-aligned writing experience. And this one is really cool for me to share with you because when I was diving into my business, totally in alignment with what I love doing, but I let the content creating start weighing down on my shoulders. I always felt like I needed to do it like I was taught in these coaching programs that I've done in the past, which were more masculine minded and on a schedule and on, you got to do this and you got to do that and you have to have the funnel and you have to have the things. And it just made my head not happy. It took me into my mental space. I don't know if you guys can relate like that. I don't think I'm the only one. But let me know if you've ever experienced that where you're being taught and you're being led, but it just feels heavy. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to do my business and just heal people and make magic and make the world a better place. But then you're like, this to-do list gets longer and longer and longer, and it's not the fun stuff. So I've reworked that in my own life because I need it to be fun. I need it to be easy, and I need it to be lucrative. And I want that for you too. So this program, Muse, is a 44-day experience. We will meet live on Zoom once a week, and I'm pulling in goddess energy. I'm running it like a sacred circle because that's what all of my work is. I'm pulling us in sacred sisterhood. I will create the container, and we're calling in goddess energy, and I will change who I call in at different times so that we are working with different energies as we create. And then we are going to go through the writing experience. We are receiving what wants to come through us. And the idea for this is that, one, when you write this way, you are healing at a different level of expansion and awareness for yourself. And secondly, it creates heart-centered, authentic content. It's your choice whether you choose to share it or not, but after the 44 days, you will have gathered enough writing to make Instagram posts and Facebook posts and blogs and reels or whatever you want to do with it, but it will get you ahead if you choose to use this content, repurpose it, chop it up into different pieces. So instead of it feeling like, it's Monday or it's Wisdom Wednesday or it's Sacred Saturday, instead we're going to write, and then you can use that and divide it up and share it and not feel the stress and the heaviness of I've got to do a newsletter, I've got to create the content. Instead, you'll have this massive file to pull from and to share from your heart. And to me, that's what the business should be anyways, for us to share what's really moving through us, what's coming through us, why we're doing what we're doing, what's really happening behind closed doors. Whether you want to share vulnerable posts or you want to share inspiration posts or motivational posts, whatever it may be that comes through you, it's going to be different for each woman because that goddess energy is going to help align and rewire whatever is happening in life at that moment. Understand? So like if somebody's going through something and they need to go through a death cycle, that goddess is going to guide them through that. If somebody's already went through that death cycle, that's going to be a different thing. This is so exciting for me because we are all on this epic journey together. And then there's the collective energy, the collective healing, the collective creation that's also happening in the circle at the same time. So it's always individual and collective, and that creates another ripple and an expansion, and we feed off of each other's energy in the most beautiful, nurturing way. It's safe space. You heal, you grow, you expand, and you take that out into your business, into your people, into your clients, into your life, your homes, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I feel really, really honored to hold this sacred space for everybody, and to be able to help people hopefully create content in an easier way than I did earlier in my business, where it just felt so stressful and so hard, and like just trying to make myself do it didn't feel good, even though I love writing. So this is going to be something I hope that re-sparks those things within you too, that makes things come in easier, more beautifully, and with grace, so that as you're doing things, you're healing, you're expanding, you're gaining this awareness, and then for you to take that practice into everyday life and use it however you choose to. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to stay on and answer questions. Muse is opening up. It's still on pre-sale, and it's $111 for the 44-day experience. Like I said, that's live on Zoom with me. Yes, they will be recorded, so if you can't make it, that's okay. I do prefer for you to be there because I can hold you differently and support you differently, but we will still stay in contact and make sure that you are coming along with us throughout this journey and this ride. If you need to watch the replay, that's totally fine as well. This gets to be what it needs to be for you in your life. And that's all. I am so pumped about this. Thank you for letting me share where I am today and for being here with me. If you have any questions, as always, please reach out. I am here for you, okay? From my heart to yours. Mwah! Big love.